Start the video. Just start the video. Just start filming. Okay. Hi guys. Welcome to the channel. I'm starting a new kind of like series. I'm playing with it being called CC Unscripted. This will be apart from my beauty history stuff. It's been a long time since I've made a video. I think I get like two in my head about what I need to make and like what I need to say. The purpose of this video is to tell you guys what is happening in real time and be able to keep up with the news and like more current events, because I feel like we are living through historical times right now.
So in 2021, there was the IATSE strike authorization. There's me at one of the protest rallies. So between 2021 and 2024, that's in between negotiations, some of the companies within the AMPTP, namely Disney and Marvel, have decided to move a large amount of their productions overseas. That's a big percentage of the work to be had in Hollywood and some of the highest paying work, at least when it comes to film. And it's my feeling that when someone shows you who they are, you should believe them the first time.
In my own life, I think I'm experiencing what I can only call like the collapse of Hollywood. And maybe that sounds like totally insane or totally like making it out to be bigger than it really is, but it really feels like it. I moved here in 2008 during like the last writer strike, and this feels like that, but infinitely worse.
To understand how we got here, we'd have to go back to 1945, Hollywood's Bloody Friday, when over 1,000 strikers and 300 police officers just had a bloody brawl outside of Warner Brothers studios. And this resulted in the Taft Hartley Law, which was put in place by the labor board. And so basically what this meant is that labor unions would be restricted in the ways that they could strike, which resulted in having to have strike authorizations prior to be able to having a strike, which really kind of hindered the union's ability to effectively organize.
A lot of my friends are leaving the industry, and it's very scary because basically what happened is in 2022, we all had the IATSE strike authorization where, you know, people were fighting for like their most basic things, you know, basic things that all workers want: health, pension, bathroom breaks, you know, maybe a reduction of hours, because like film workers work the most amount of hours of almost any other industry that I know of. We can work anywhere from 12, which is the standard. It's a standard day to work 12 hours to 18, 19, 20 hours a day for days and days and days, if not weeks on end. And it can be quite abusive. And I don't know whether I should be like happy or sad that this is happening to me personally. I can't speak for other people, but part of me feels like it's like the end of this like really abusive relationship with film. And there's a, you know, this brings up a lot of talk about like AI and like what does AI bring into the, you know, into the fold as well? Like when you don't really need a studio to make the thing that you want to make, you can just like AI it. As a small time creator on YouTube, selfishly, that sounds great. But the reality is that it puts a lot of people who I've been working with like out of work. And I've been trying to reframe it in my head where it's like, well, if you need people to do AI stuff, like that's a great place for like animators to go, because who's gonna know the production flow and like all that stuff better than an animator, or like better than someone who works on film? And I like, on one hand I feel that, and on the other hand I feel bad for the people who like aren't adjusting or don't think creatively in that way. And so I've been trying to figure out like what is the best use of my resources and time, and how can I help? And so I've been somebody who's been researching and playing quite a bit. Also, yeah, I am wearing a wig because I shaved my head last summer. So in case anybody's wondering like what's going on, yeah, I shaved my head last summer and I'm recuperating, okay? I don't like the way my hair looks right now. So I'm trying to figure out if maybe I can use my channel to teach people how to use some of the tech and integrate things creatively. And so that might also land into CC Unscripted. I don't know if that might just be like its own separate thing, like beauty tech. If you guys have a better name for the playlist, you can leave it in the comments. Or if that's even something that y'all would be interested in watching. Yeah, I've worked in beauty for 20 years and I've worked in film for 16. And now I found myself that in the last year, I started making beauty filters for Instagram and TikTok. But then all of a sudden I'm finding that I'm like, I like tech and I'm learning it, and I'm learning it kind of at a rapid pace, and it's exciting to me because I'm like, I'm learning it. It's like something new and it's cool and I can like do stuff with it. And I feel guilty for wanting to do stuff with it. And it's like this crisis of faith, because it's like, you know, do you leave who you've been so that you can become something else? And I don't know. I mean, what happens when like the thing that you think might be good for you might be absolutely terrible for other people? You know, it's like this very hard moment. It's just like a very hard moment. I started making my first filter in September of 2023. Within a month, I got an email from Meta saying, come to Meta Connect, which is like their big convention where they show like all of their new tech. And I never thought that as a makeup artist, I would ever be invited to something like that. And I just took the opportunity to go and learn and connect and just be there and just like absorb all the information that was being thrown at me. And it was the first time that I realized, oh snap, the world is about to change, like big time. And we are now a year later back at the same moment in time. It's September again, and there's all about to be huge launches and huge changes in tech and hardware and all these things. And there's some really exciting things happening with like the Meta glasses that are supposed to be coming out, and augmented reality, or like mixed reality they're calling it now, because there's like this thing called pass through where you'll be able to see the real world and augmented reality stuff kind of intermixed, and how that kind of changes workflows for people, how it changes the way that people connect, the way that we interact with the world, in the world. And like all those things sound exciting to me. I don't know, like maybe it's not that exciting to other people, but to me that sounds exciting. But then in the same breath, Meta decides to shut down their entire AR program, and they were going to delete all the beauty filters from all of Instagram that has ever been made by an independent creator, and only leave the ones that are made by Meta in-house. And I feel like I went from like one barren landscape to another one. And I don't know if you guys have seen those filters, but they're a little dated. So I hope they upgrade them. A lot of those creators, a lot of the filter creators are now migrating to TikTok and to web AR. So like kind of like experiences that you can scan with a QR code. And you guys can see my other video about AI and AR and all that stuff that I made, which is sort of a preliminary video, which kind of brings me to my other stuff that's been going on in my personal life. Oh my God, I'm forgetting that I'm supposed to be doing makeup. I use my fingers a lot when I do my own makeup, by the way. This is not how I do makeup on other people. But when I do my own makeup, I like to use my fingers. I just don't feel like brushes are always the best. So the other things that were happening in my life that weren't great is I introduced all of you guys to my boyfriend in my last video, and like we broke up, and we went on vacation and then like immediately broke up. But you know, like we wish him the best, and boy bye, you know, like whatever. I don't want to be like callous about it. I also don't want to like overshare like stuff that is like way personal, but we just didn't see eye to eye on everything. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's better just to part ways. So with that said, 2 weeks later, my cat died. And Mowgli was just like the apple of my eye and like the angel of my life and just the core of my soul. I've had him for 12 years, and it's been 12 really amazing, beautiful years. And so yeah, I don't know, but I guess I feel like a lot of my relationships and my like relationships with other institutions and things around me are breaking down kind of all at the same time. And it's caused me to really think about what it is that I want. Because I don't know, like an industry that doesn't really like take care of you, doesn't think about what your needs would be as a worker, doesn't value you as a worker, I feel like I don't even want to be there anymore. You know, it's like, fine, break up with me, leave, I don't care. Like, you know, I'm better off without you. And I hope that in a year I can look back and say that that's true. Oh yeah, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, like liked, commented something for this channel, this would be like a really great time to do it, just because I'm so sad and it would make me so happy if like one thing went right today. You know what I mean? Like if one thing goes right is, oh yeah, something did go right. So I get this email from YouTube when I'm at my like lowest low. So they basically write to me and they say like, hi, we've selected you to be part of our YouTube High Five Partner Program. And I'm going, what is this? At first I thought it was a scam. And then I looked online and realized that apparently this was rolled out like in the UK last year and it went pretty well. And they wanted to send me either, like you get a choice where it's like they either send you this like YouTube plaque or they send you a pizza from Domino's. And I was like, yeah, send me a pizza from Domino's. Thanks, YouTube. Like, like, wait, like thumbs up, like love that. Anyway, the plaque was sold out. So I didn't get in on the YouTube plaque, even though I feel like I really would have liked to. I would have liked to have that like in the background of my videos. But I didn't realize like what was happening. I didn't realize that you're like supposed to promote, like you're supposed to promote the pizza. So anyway, thanks for the pizza, Domino's. Shout out to Domino's for feeding a starving artist when I needed it most. Okay. Like really, like genuinely, I needed that. And then this month they gave me free movie passes to AMC so I could go see Beetlejuice, which by the way was so good. It was so good, you guys. I got a lot of traction on my little like get ready with me review thing on my shorts videos. And that felt good too, because, you know, it feels good when anything that you do like even pays off like this much on social media, because it's so hard to break through all the algorithms and everything. So anyway, the movie I thought was great. I thought they did such a nice job like paying homage to the original Beetlejuice. I thought that they did such a great job evolving the characters. Catherine O'Hara is like one of my favorite actresses ever, and like I'm really sad that my career seems to be over before I get to meet her. Jenna Ortega, I think, did a great job. Michael Keaton did an amazing job, even though I think he's going by Michael Douglas now, which I read in a trade, or not in a trade, but like in a, you know, one of the magazines, like the rags. It's like weird timing to change your name, dude. Anyway, I really liked the movie. I thought it was super fun. We even went to the theater with the reclining seats, which was like super dope. AMC really has branched out in like the theater going experience, where now you have like recliners, you can get a drink, like a boozy drink. You can also do these dine-in experiences where like you sit at a table, they bring you food. It's like a whole like restaurant type vibe. But that theater is kind of far away from my house, so I don't like go to those, even though I'd like to. But I just feel like, I don't know, you'd have to probably comp me the meal and the movie for me to do that, because the gas is expensive. Okay, so, oh yeah, what am I doing? I'm contouring, and I really liked being thought of as a small creator, and I thought that was really nice of YouTube to do that. Okay, what else? What else can we talk about? It's a pretty blush. Everyone's doing like the big blush now. When I first started doing makeup, I loved like a big blushy face, and I got made fun of a lot for wearing a lot of blush. They were like saying it to me like, you're blush blind and like you're wearing too much. But now, because I think Sabrina Carpenter kind of brought it back super hardcore, now all of a sudden it's really popular again to do like the blush draping. And I just love this look, and I think it looks really nice on round faces. And I have a very round face. Just kind of, you know, just you look like a little doll. Who doesn't like to look like a little doll? Oh yeah, this is another thing. So this powder is super old, and I've been decluttering my makeup like crazy because, let's see, we had a pandemic, we also had a double strike, and I haven't really worked as much as I'm used to, so I'm not using up as much makeup and product as I usually go through in the last year. So I had to basically throw out tons and tons of cream products. Creams are always the first thing to go bad, and a lot of skincare, and a lot of just like a lot of stuff, and lipsticks and stuff. So the only thing that kind of stays good are your powders, like your eyeshadows and your loose powders and stuff like that. So I'm trying to work through this Besame lavender powder, which was given to me a million years ago when I did a shoot with Sophia Nygaard, the whole like 100 years of wedding dresses video. It was super popular. It's definitely one of my proudest moments as a makeup artist. In fact, I don't know if I've ever expressed this on the channel. I think I have, but Sophia is the reason why beauty history exists. But I don't know if it like was at all, I don't know if it's flattering or not that I started doing my channel because of her, because I just thought she was so cool. Okay, well, anyway, so I'm using this like lavender powder, which I've liked for like brightening. I like it better than the banana powder sometimes when I'm trying to get like a really porcelain look. The banana powder tends to be better for like bronzy, you know, like when you're really trying to get that bronze look. This is better for that porcelain doll look. Okay, and sometimes it's good to like mix the powders, and so I like mixed my Hourglass powder, which sort of has a light reflective kind of quality to it. It's the Veil translucent setting powder, and then I'm putting this one on top, and it works pretty well, I find. So what are we going to talk about next? I guess we should talk about like what kind of software I have been learning to be able to kind of stay on top of my game as both a makeup artist, a creative, as an illustrator, just an all-around creative person. And another thing is you can kind of like blend out anywhere where you're like too blushy. Okay, so when I say that I'm like out of makeup, like that's like not a joke. Like I am like literally out of like eyeshadow palettes and stuff that I can use. So if you're a brand and you happen to come across my channel and you want to send me some freaking makeup,
just do it.
So yeah, so Nomad, Procreate, those were like the first two that I learned. Procreate's been super clutch for working digitally. And now there's like other apps that I've sort of played with but have not mastered. One called Luma, which is like a 3D scanning software. So like if you are a sculptor, like a real sculptor who's making, you know, physical sculptures, and you want to import your sculpture digitally, you can take a scan of it through Luma AI, scan it, and then import it as a 3D file. And that will be like a way that you can then sell your artwork digitally. So you could sell like the scan of your real life sculpture. That's a really cool way to make some extra money. You could sell to video game artists, you could sell to other people working in 3D, making, I don't know, like AR stuff, you know, just augmented reality filters. That's like one way that artists can make money. You know, I mean, of course, there's always going to be someone out there trying to hawk their AI thing, but I think a super customized piece, or like when you can actually like talk to the person and create it exactly the way that you want to create it, you have so much more control than AI. I feel like everything that I've learned about AI is that you have only a certain amount of control, and almost like the style that it ends up pulling from, you don't have that much control over unless you are the artist. So it's like I can put in a picture of a dog and make it photorealistic, but which photos it decides to pull from, like that's anybody's guess. Like I would have to be very specific about pulling from a very specific artist, in which case that's called stealing. It's called stealing, you know? So it would almost behoove an artist to learn this tech, because if you can make original stuff with it and then feed it your own, like, you know, dynamic artwork, you can create your own styles, and then you can sell your style. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, that would be like what I sort of believe. There's also a lot of people on the internet that believe that the whole point of AI is so that none of us ever have to work again, which I think is ridiculous. Now, the thing is, a lot of the time, what I want to do is play with makeup. A lot of the time, what I want to do is my artwork. A lot of time, what I want to do is write something creative, because for a very lucky few of us, we have been able to create and make our living off of the thing that we loved as children, or the thing that we are like naturally gifted at. And it feels a little bit evil for other people to try to take that away from artists. Like it feels mean. But I gotta say, I have been kind of trapped in this like cycle of like gatekeepers. There's a lot of gatekeeping around art. There's a lot of people who are always trying to keep you from learning, or keep you from doing, or keep you. And I feel like, you know, the one thing that is good right now about this is that I hope the same way that they said, you know, like the cream will rise to the top, and like YouTube and Napster and all these apps gave a space for like to discover new talent. I hope that's true for a lot of people. I hope a lot of people get discovered as like natural gift you know, gifted storytellers, gifted, you know, thinkers and art and creative thinkers. Like, I was talking to a friend of mine and she was talking about how this will be a creator economy. I feel like I'm preaching, for fuck's sake. Okay. And I don't know, I don't want to feel like I'm too much like, you know, the AI evangelist, because I'm not. I believe that, you know, not to sound trite, but like with great power comes great responsibility, you know? I just feel like it would be better to try to go into it without so much fear and try to believe that there is a place for all of us and that things will shake out okay. Because the alternative is to be paralyzed in fear. And I don't think that that's very good or productive or helpful to anybody. So I want my channel to be more constructive and a little less doom and gloom. I know there's a lot of channels out there that are very much doom and gloom. And just sort of while we're on the subject, I thought it was interesting that Adobe was one of the people that you could partner with for the YouTube partnership program. I don't know, I did lime green for my Beetlejuice look. So let's go for the opposite and do like this sort of purpley color. Oh wow, that looks pink. Okay, whatever, we'll start with pink. Kind of looks purple here. It's like mauve-y purple, but that looks straight up pink on camera. Okay, well, it's mauve in person, people. I almost bought a wig that was like this exact same color, so beautiful, but it was $100, which I know this sounds like not a lot to people who wear wigs. They're like, oh my God, $100 is cheap. Yeah, I mean, wigs can cost thousands of dollars, right? But to me, $100 wig is a lot of money because I'm unemployed, or is that not clear? Like, I need money for food and wigs and pizza. Send free pizza, also send free wigs. Mine is just like, we're growing here. We're growing here. We're not quite there. We have not put the effort into being a YouTuber that we probably should have earlier, because we didn't know that the whole entire film industry was going to fucking implode in our lifetime. Okay, so this is cute, but I want like some depth here. So this palette is really special to me because I got it on my first campaign shoot with Lime Crime. And I don't know, I feel like I'm going down memory lane of like my whole career, because I don't know, I'm just like super nostalgic at the moment. It's probably like pretty shitty to watch somebody else's YouTube channel and like commiserate, or like just watch them kind of like be sad about their life. Sometimes you're heartbroken and like sometimes you're sad, but I don't know, I just feel like such an ass talking about, you know, like any of this stuff, because it seems to not really matter in the grander scheme of things, of the things that are happening in the world right now. But it matters to me because I, you know, sank 16 years of my life into it. So to just do this little bit of pink sparkle, maybe. That's pretty. Yeah, just tie it together like that. Sometimes I just like to take a clean brush and just kind of smoke everything out on the edges. I'm also like taking night classes, so like after I get done with either work or making a video or whatever, I will then do like a couple hours of schoolwork every night until, you know, some other path opens up. So, okay, see what I did there? I did this one like, I did like this one super perfect, and like this one I made kind of fat and didn't, so I didn't do it totally perfect, which is okay. So I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of like black shadow. So I was watching this other guy's channel on also like whether or not Hollywood is collapsing. And there seems to be this general like sentiment online that whatever happens to Hollywood, Hollywood deserves, because it's been putting out like really crap content for like the last like 15 years, which, I mean, listen, I've canceled all my streamers, like all of them. I've canceled all my streamers. I don't buy TV anymore. I buy internet and I watch YouTube and Tubi. And those are the only two like networks that I consume content on. outside of like social media apps. And like, I feel you, but that's not really the reason that this is happening. Like, if you want to really go deep, there's a lot of information about how studios operate on a loss on purpose so that they can, like, they don't actually have to make money. In fact, it's almost like good for them to lose money. There's like quite a few like New York Times articles about that. And it's crappy. Like, a lot of films get made and canned and like they never see the light of day because ultimately it like serves the purpose of the studios for their taxes and whatever. It's just like one big money game. So a really great episode to watch, not on my channel, is Bailey Sarian's dark history of, it's like called FYC, For Your Corruption. That's a really great episode to watch for anybody who is interested in delving further into this fiasco of an industry. Do I sound overly negative? I'm a little bitter. Okay, well, whatever. I like to put my little primer on my lashes and then do my lashes, and I've been losing my lashes as I get older. So this is my little trick to do my little primer and then my lash mascara. That tends to help it stick up a little bit better and also fills them in and lengthens them. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna do the Danessa Myricks, which Chapel Rowan look at the VMAs. She had like this gold underneath her eyes, which I just thought was so pretty. And I'm not sure if that was Danessa or not, but I think this looks kind of similar. So why don't we just go for that? So another problem I have is like my face eats makeup, and that's why I usually do a cream base underneath my blush, but sometimes just going back over and just pumping up right at the apples of the cheeks, just oops, is enough to bring that to where it needs to be. You just add a little bit of that dark. I don't know why, like, my eyes have this tendency to look better with dark, like on the inside corner as well. Just kind of adds something. Started doing it after I saw this Rolf Armstrong painting, and just sort of noticed the lighting and how the lighting hit, and just examining like how the light hit the face and how it just sort of created like a shadow in this inner corner. And I just thought that was so pretty, where it's like, you know, you have the shadow on the outside and the inside. I know like that's a kind of common now, but when I was looking at it, like I hadn't seen it done before. But obviously everything's been done. Everything's been done at this point. The stuff I want to talk about is just gonna have to be like multiple episodes, because I mean, that's the whole point of this, I guess. It's just like so much has happened in the time that I've been in Hollywood, in the time I've been in the industry. Everything from like the rise of the HD camera to the rise of the influencer to like all of these crazy strikes and things that have been happening, to yeah, like how everything's shifting with AI and how tech and makeup are converging. And they're not just converging in film. I mean, like also like a lot of advertising and face filters, like I said. Well, it's just a lot. Continue on. This is called Peri Para, and it's the Ink Velvet number 34. And I know that they came out with like a lip stain too, but this is not the lip stain. This is like a liquid lip. Okay, that's pretty. I don't know if I'm loving like, the pink on the inside corner of the eye, even though I don't know if you guys remember in my Marilyn Monroe video, they taught, like I had found this note that said that Marilyn used to put like a red dot on the inner corner of the eye, just like bring the eye more to life, because she had so much highlight in the inner corner, that to kind of bring the eye back, they would put like a little red dot in the inner corner as well. But you know, iPhones are not as forgiving as old vintage film used to be. How do we darken this now? So I'm gonna take that lipstick, I'm gonna clean it off on my little towel-y thing here. I'm gonna take my black eyeshadow, And I'm just gonna dip my lip pencil in my black eyeshadow. Thank you, Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like there's something around the eyes that I'm still not loving. So I'm gonna just take a little bit of concealer again. We're just gonna do a double pass of concealer. Sometimes it's like my eyes need like a lot of brightening. Kind of look like Snow White. I feel like this wig makes me look like Snow White. Oh, okay. I think that's enough makeup for today. I think I've done what I can. And my hair is going to go like this. I'm just going to, oh, what's in here? Okay, I don't know. I have something in my hair. I think it's a little bit of product because, oh my gosh, do you hear Zelda? Zelda! Like, I want to be in the video. Zelda! Okay, so I like her. I like her the way she is right now. Okay, so I think she's ready. She's cute and she's ready to go and be done with the video. But thank you so much for staying with me till the end. Of course, like, subscribe, comment. It really helps the channel. It really helps me feel better in these times to be able to connect and create a little bit of community. The support means more to me right now than ever. It means more to me now than ever. So thank you so much for participating and letting me rant on the internet like a psychopath. Okay, thanks. Bye.